Welcome back to Rebuild Series, episode number 103. And so in the last episode, did some work on a new little boat that's going to go along with my 1950s truck here. So I built this truck in a live stream using my truck chassis. So my light truck chassis was released to the workshop. You can go ahead and you can take the engine parts, you can take the transmission, and then you can utilize those to make a vehicle that's pretty well set up. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I built a trailer in the last episode, and I worked on this small speedboat, kind of like Chris Craft. And so what I want to do here is let's actually recall this, and what we'll do is we're going to put in the trailer. And so one of the things I wanted to do for this is I wanted to kind of make a themed build here where we had this truck and trailer that were kind of the same era. And so we'll go ahead and put that in. And we'll paste the truck and the trailer. Now, the truck and the trailer have to be separate. I can go about 2.5 kilometers away from the base part. So whatever part is red is the base part. And so this truck is the base part. And if I put the truck, the trailer, and then the boat separately, as soon as I take the boat about 2.5 kilometers away, it's going to despawn. And so once it despawns, I can't use it anymore, and so the boat just disappears. So what I have to do here is load it onto the truck. Yeah, let's see if I can actually remember how to start my truck up. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull forward here, and I'm going to get this out of the way. Hopefully we can drag the boat onto this trailer without much difficulty here. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll set the parking brake, and I'm going to see if I can't get this boat put in. And so we'll go ahead and good. So let's grab the boat. And so I added a couple things to the boat, just some tools here. We do have a mission that I want to go do. So as you can see, we have a fire extinguisher, a first aid kit, and we have a welding torch. And that's going to be most of what our missions will consist of. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick a rope on there. And what I'll do here is I'll just drag this forward all the way and put it down on the ground. This isn't ideal, but the benefit of this is like I said, I can't spawn them all together, or as soon as I get about 2.5 kilometers away from the main body, which is the pickup, it's going to despawn, and so I don't want that. So let's go ahead. Well, I gripped up the tires. I put a grip of 2 on all the tires. I tend to do that on my land vehicles. If I have like a construction equipment, I will go up to a 5 grip, and that's usually because the construction equipment does not have as many tires. For example, like my tractor trailers might have 18 or 20 wheels, and so they have a high wheel count. On construction vehicles, you often they end up being very few wheels, but they're large wheels, and so it's not enough grip in game. Let's try to I'm going to go this slow here so I can manage the trailer. The nice thing, too, is the trailer's so light I can use my body to hit it and move it. But we're going to go back right up to the boat, and we're going to try to drag it on the trailer. This is the first time I've done this, so we'll see if it works all right. Hopefully it does, because we do need to spawn these separately, and I don't want to spawn it in the base. So it's a little bit more complex, but I think it's a little bit more fun and challenging to have to, load these things up in the trailer. And instead of just spawn it in the world, I actually have to trailer it. So let's grab this, and we'll stick it up here. So the winch is nice and high, so I'm hoping this will also drag it up. Alright, so it's working so far. Let's see if it acts the fool. Nope, it seems to be working. It's a little bit iffy, but it's going to work. Beautiful. It looks like it's going to work. That's awesome. So there's a little lip on right here. The collision isn't perfect on a wedge, so that's why it's kind of doing what it's doing. So what I'm going to do here is turn on the mag lock. So actually, that will do brakes too. We don't want to do that. So it's going to snap to the grippers there in the back when this mag all is turned on. There we go. It snapped, and now everything's locked. So we have both the grippers and the mag all locked. Let's grab my torch here. And we'll go ahead and we'll take this down to the beach, and we'll do a mission. So let's look at the map. So I have this mission here, and this is one of the things that precipitated this was The truck doesn't have too much utility just by itself. You know, it can go do some land missions, but those are pretty rare. And so I wanted some more versatility with this truck. And so by making a trailer, it gives me a reason to, for example, do a mission like this. Instead of spawning the boat over here and driving it over, I can load it on the truck, drive the truck over, and then go do that. And that's a little bit more fun to me to have all the parts going. All right, so let's take off the parking brake and let's get going. You see, the problem is the back does not lock down unless the magle's is connected. So I think I'm going to change the way that operates. So I will change that up the way it connects. So that kind of screwed up there at the end. But yeah, the grippers will disconnect if it gets moving there. So we'll just stick this in the water here and we'll pretend that I didn't just screw that all up. Alright, so let's see how I have to get this set up here. So what I also forgot to do is I can rope down the back, and I didn't do that, so that was a mistake on my part. Whoa, we're in reverse. I don't want to swamp the engine out. Alright, there we go. Let's hit the brakes here. Let's see if I can't get this off the trailer effectively. So, a couple things I screwed up on this, so... Alright, the nice thing is that this boat can power itself off pretty well. So let's go ahead and I want to drop this torch. I already have a torch on the boat, and we'll grab this rope. Alright, so let's take this rope and I'll just attach between these two cleats. And I think we'll leave the truck here. Let's go ahead and we don't need any more electricity, so we'll take the isolator and shut it off. I think the truck's actually still running. Shut the truck down. Let me check the... Okay, the tack is dropping, so I shut the engine off. Alright, so let's fire up the boat. And let's back it out. There we go. So it doesn't need to be too far in the water. And we'll zero it. And then we'll go forward. And so if we look at the map, this is our search area. So we're going to shoot for like the center of the bridge spars. And that will be a good search area. I'm going to go in first person. I don't like cheating, so I like to kind of look in first person. We can use the right mouse button to zoom a little. And we also have our binoculars, so we can kind of zoom a little bit more distance. So this will be kind of fun, you know, having a truck and a boat and a trailer. It gives us a little bit more to do, I think. You know, you can always put these limitations on yourself. Sometimes it's nice when the game forces you to do this. For example, there used to be a feature where you could make it so that you had to fill up a vehicle with fuel. And it was a checkbox. And so you would actually have to physically fill it up from the bench. And what it was doing was kind of simulating the system we have now where we have to fill our benches. And, you know, even I, who likes a little bit more realistic... Oh, I think we spot it. There it is right there, 12 o'clock. Even, you know, myself, who likes a much more realistic experience, I often didn't use that feature because you kind of get complacent, you kind of get used to kind of doing the easy thing. And so when the devs made it so that we had to, for example, go to the refinery and pick up fuel to fill our base, or we had to drill for it, it gives us a constraint. It's kind of one of the reasons why, for example, a build challenge is really cool. When you put some restrictions on it, it takes you out of your comfort zone. You start to learn different ways to play, and lo and behold, they might be more fun to you that way. And so it's kind of nice to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And so doing something like this, I think I certainly often get spoiled where it's like, oh, I can just go to Spy Cakes and I can spawn a boat and then go to the rescue and then I can despawn the boat. This is kind of cool. I have to build a trailer to put the boat on. I have to actually use the truck to take it down. And it gives the truck a lot more utility that I actually have something to do with it, like tow a boat. The windshield's a little bit in the way here. I might see if I can't get it a little bit wider and put another block here, but I'd have to see. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do this rescue. It looks like a fire, so we have our fire X right here, and we'll put that on us. So, go ahead and get moving on this rescue. But I'm really liking this boat. It's a nice size. It's not oversized. It's kind of the same thing that I have with the tow truck and that pickup is there are only 3 seats. So these are only good. See, like there's 4 casualties. I'm going to have to make 2 trips. So this kind of gives me a restriction on what I can and cannot do with this vehicle. And it makes it a little more challenging. For example, I have to, I'm going to have to make 2 trips with this to be able to get all the people on. Alright, so let's go put the fire out. There we go. So that was easy. Look at that. Dry as a bone. Alright. And so we can take a total of 2 people per run. I dare not tow anything with this. I don't have any central rope anchor. Oh, I'm just trying not to get in the drinky poo. I have to be careful jumping up on this boat, especially with an XML weighted. It's going to have some issues with being tippy, so me trying to jump up the side of it's a little dangerous. So that was kind of cool, grabbing these peeps. I don't know if I ever knew of this dock here before. That's kind of neat. That's interesting, the house there. Would be kind of cool if there were properties we could buy like that that actually had some more utility. Where, for example, a small little base like that, but we could spawn a small boat at that dock. That would be kind of cool. Make it so you wanted to buy the base. Alright, so that was a good rescue. I really enjoyed that. It's kind of nice having, a small boat like this. The negative of this is that we had to do 2 trips, but I kind of like that. That was fun. It was nice to have to go back and forth and do a couple trips. It's nice that there's a nice small compact boat. I had to do 2 trips, but I enjoyed it. So it wasn't really a negative to have to do a couple trips with it. So I forgot the rope is already on here. Let's go like this. Grab the rope. Let's put the Fire X away. Grab this rope. So I really enjoyed that mission. That was cool. That was a little bit something different. I like this how, instead of despawning it in the base, actually having to like hook it up to a vehicle, it caused me to have to do some more engineering to get this to run right. So I think this is a lot more rewarding, a lot more fun doing something like this than just to, standard old spawn the boat. So if you're getting bored with the game, do some things like this. I think always doing what's meta, always doing what's most efficient is, I would say, very rarely fun in my experience. It's, it takes away the challenge, it takes away the innovation for you, and I think that's really what's important in the game is, kind of coming up with some solutions for these things. I need to try to see if I can get up there. Yep, it just grabbed. Okay. Took a little of the tension off and it slacked back. But, something like this. Is this the most efficient way? Of course it isn't. We could have spawned a huge rescue boat out of spy cakes and gone and done it in one trip, but I don't care about what's more efficient. I cared about what was more fun, and this, I think, I had a lot more fun doing this than I would have if I did it the other way. Yeah. Right, so I'm kind of waiting for the back to connect. I don't know why it's not connecting here. Let me try to bump this. Okay, there, you just see it jumped up. It jumped on the rails, I think. Going through it here. Let's see if we can get it up on land. It might be trying to float a little bit. We might need to get it to stop floating. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll see if we can't get this fixed so that it is on the trailer. There we go. Okay. Alright, nice. So this is locked up. I'm going to have to change a couple things on the trailer. Also, my cooling system's not working efficiently, so I need to fix that as well. So when we get back, we will work on that. Alright, too many vehicles in the zone. Alright, this is going to be annoying. So we have to do the boat first, which is fine. So I want to test the cooling on this. We'll check that out. Turn this to workbench. Okay, nice. So that's good. So that was a really cool mission. I enjoyed that a lot. That was that was more fun to me than, like I said, spawning a big old rescue boat at Spy Cave, coming over here, doing the rescue, coming back. Yay. It was different. One of the constant criticisms I see about this game is missions boring. They're all the same. Okay. Would it be great if every mission was varied? Would it be better if the devs had come up with some more creative missions? Yes, but you can also take control of this as well. You can take control of you having fun in the game. At the end of the day, your own imagination can make this game more fun for you.